Hello everyone, Sonora here, the Struggling Linguist, and I'm back with another video. We are here in beautiful Mexico. I'm actually in Playa del Carmen right now. I'm staying at Che Hostels. So I think I figured it out. I'll be hostel hopping across Mexico, and basically what I'm going to do is give you guys full walkthrough videos and everything else so you can be sure to know exactly what you expect if you want to travel and be a backpacker through Mexico. Let you know where you should, well, not letting you know where you should stay or shouldn't stay, just letting you know what the places are really like, giving you as much visual as possible so you can then make a better decision on where to stay and where to spend your money and all that stuff. So hopefully it'll be interesting. So the first videos will be up soon enough. And so they will be showing Che Hostel Tulum, Fiesta in Merida, and also again Che Hostel here in Playa where I am now. So hopefully I'll do a good job on that and you think it's interesting content and something different and you want to do that and you want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and bang that bell. I should use a clip. So I just thought just to kick off the first video in Mexico by just going over a few things that I've noticed so far and that are just different, maybe odd or whatnot. So here we go. And there's no particular order. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's not whatever. It is what it is. I'm just pointing it out from what I've noticed. And let's see what they are. Come on. All right, so one of the first things I kind of noticed about Mexico is that the tipping culture is crazy out of control. They are well aware that North Americans, we tip, but they seem to think that we tip anybody who does anything, and it's not so. Every turn you corner, anything you do, everybody wants a tip for it. And so I just bought some fruit just now, and that cost 40 pesos. I'm sorry, 40 pesos for that a whole thing of cantaloupe. That is excellent. That's like what, a few cents, $1? I don't know. Very cheap, super fresh. It's great. But literally, I have to go and get the thing myself. So I took it out myself, and they want a tip for that. And I'm just like, no, I'm sorry, but I feel like I need to be saving a whole paycheck to dedicate just to tipping. It's a little ridiculous. It needs to tone it down. They need to tone it down, but yeah, they just seem to think that everything needs a tip, and back home we don't tip everyone, right? You don't tip everybody, but you go anywhere, tip. So you might want to prepare yourselves for that and actually save up some extra money just for tipping. I feel like that's what needs to be done. It's just a little ridiculous, but be prepared. That's all I'm saying. Another thing that's easy and quick to notice is that the police drive around with their lights on all the goddamn time, like all the time. It's super, except when they're gonna rob you. I got robbed by the cops last Friday in Tulum, which I'm going to tell you all about what went down. But for that specialty, you'll have to subscribe to my Patreon and see all those special little detailed videos with the extra stuff in it. You can support me and support the cause by joining Patreon and getting the 110% full access to everything I'll be doing, everything I'll be saying, letting you know the backstories of things that go on and whatnot. But the fact is, I got robbed. A couple other guys got robbed. I was actually just talking to this really sweet couple from Nice in France in the restaurant, and they were saying they had to pay like 4,000 pesos as well because they say that they were speeding. So whatever, I mean, it happens to everybody, and it's really, really, really sad. They need to do something about it. But the police, they're not your friends here. They're not there to help or anything. At least that's not what I'm feeling. Like, I see the police come and I beat it in the other direction, all right? I beat it in the other direction. I just turn and go. I didn't do that before Friday. Since Friday, I'm just like, I'm avoiding you people. So more on that in another video. Be sure to subscribe and join my Patreon for that. Another freakishly annoying thing is when you go into a proper restaurant, they seem to take forever. We were like in there 10 minutes before we even got a drink. Oh my Lord, I was like, back home we'd seriously be like, what the hell is taking so long? Did you have to go and kill the chicken? I don't know, pick the mangoes and squeeze them and do the whole 9 yards? I don't understand. But it's like a full 30 minutes or so before you actually get something to eat. Now, I don't know if this is representative of the entire Mexico, because granted it's been like a week right now, but in Tulum, Merida, and here in Playa, everywhere I've sat down to eat that wasn't a little taco stand or something, took so much longer than I'm used to. Like, just for taking that long, most restaurants back home would get terrible reviews, but I'm seeing it's just the way here. And also in like your tinier restaurants, there literally seems to be 1 or 2 people working, like the one I just went to, a Venezuelan place here in Playa. It seemed to be only Mamita that was working. It seemed so, and it was super tiny, super cute. But be prepared that when you go to a sit-down restaurant, you may or may not have to wait a while. And we're just talking to get your drink here, okay? At least that was my experience. I'll go back more on that sometime, but that was my experience on that. Another weird thing is the sidewalks are freakishly high. They're like 2.5 times the height that they are back home. Why? I don't know, but they really are high. And then it'll be smooth for a while, and then boop, out of nowhere, there's like an edge that sticks out, and you can lose all your toes in this place. It's so weird. Or sometimes like you're just going down the sidewalk and it'll end. It'll end for a speed. It's not a parking entry or nothing like that. It's another store, but the sidewalk ends. It's just really weird. So you're just walking down, you're like, what the hell? Which happened to me several times. I stubbed my toe. I don't know how many times. Like the nail on my toe is like literally brittled and chipped. It's so bad. I don't understand their sidewalks. I just really don't. Be prepared. You're gonna want to wear comfortable shoes at all times. It's not walking down the streets on the sidewalks is not fun. It's an adventure. It can be quite an adventure. So be prepared for that. Ridiculously high sidewalks. Also, keeping in the street theme, you'll also notice that the pedestrian crosswalks are not on the corner. They're like a little bit back. And since the sidewalks are high, of course they make that groove thing. I guess if you have a wheelchair or something, which if you have a wheelchair here, I'm so sorry for you. I feel terrible for you. That is an adventure. That is like, might as well like be climbing the mountain or something. I don't know. But yeah, they're not at the corner like we do it back home. It's really a little bit back. And also some cars, at least in Merida, it was this way. One person, one way has a stop sign right at the corner, and the other direction would be stopped a little bit back. So not everybody is like literally in the corner like we have back home. So that's something very different. Also, and this is probably one of the most important ones, if you are coming to Mexico and you plan on spending an extended period, and by the way, this remains true for any place that you go that you don't speak the language and you know that you are going to spend an extended period, learn the language. For one, you'll be so much more appreciated. I swear to God, I've been getting special treatment here. I swear to God, it's happening. I'm not even joking. I think I'm crazy, but then I'm like, no, this is happening here. Anyway, learn the language. I personally think it's kind of rude. I don't understand how people can be living in somewhere young and fresh and vibrant 2-3 years and still not speak the language. It's completely ridiculous. And it's absolutely easy to do. You just keep speaking in Spanish. From the second I got off the plane, I spoke to everyone in Spanish. And the first customs lady that I crossed, it took her like 3 or 4 questions before she switched to Spanish because I was not answering her in English. And that's what you gotta do. You gotta be persistent. They will change. Obviously, most of the time, they'll speak to you in English because they assume you do not speak Spanish. And again, most of the time, they'll be right because nobody does, or barely so. And so when you do, I swear to God, their faces light up, and then you have like super longer conversations. I made a few friends and that I swear I would not have had I not spoken Spanish. I went to this local place in which I was literally the only tourist. When I was in Merida, this guy was lost and I helped him with my GPS or whatever. He didn't speak a lick of English, like none, barely a hello or thank you or whatever. But the point is, I couldn't have helped him if I didn't speak Spanish, right? So, and then we went out with his friends to we went to meet his friends at this local salsa place. It was so much fun, so much goddamn fun to get away from frigging tourists. I was the only one, and it was fabulous. It was fabulous. Side note, black ladies, I don't know what it is, but people keep asking to take their pictures with me. Like at first, it was the first time it happened, I thought, oh, you want me to take a picture? And they're like, no, with you. And I'm like, conmigo, por verdad. Like, yeah, with you. So I'm like, there's about a half a dozen right now there's about a half dozen pictures with me with random couples. They just want to take pictures with me, and I don't understand why. It's a really weird thing, but you're left here. Don't let nobody tell you black girls can't travel or black people can't travel places like Mexico. No, no, no. I see black people all over the goddamn place. I see black people everywhere. So don't even worry about it. Come here, you'll be fine. No one's gonna do you anything simply because you're black. There's no issue. It's a mix of everyone, and I see everyone. So don't even worry about that. Little side note. Another one, which is probably not too surprising, is the sheer number of hotels and hostels and things like that. They're ridiculous. There are so many of them. I don't think I've noticed so many in Tulum like stuck together, but here where I'm staying, there's one literally right next door, and there's one right across the corner. There's another hotel across the street, and you can see several from here. It's just ridiculous. But so it's very, very touristy. I think there's a lot more in Playa del Carmen than there was in Tulum. Merida also had a crazy amount of hostels and stuff. It's insane, but I guess that's to be expected. Just random side note there. Friendly reminder. Hit that subscribe button, gong that bell, so you can get latest updates on my videos. Especially the first one's gonna come out. Full-on walkthrough of Chez Tulum Hostel and see how that is. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. I don't know. Go ahead and subscribe. All right, so last but not least for this video, the wonderful thing about Mexico, and the first thing you'll notice, the people are fucking amazing. They are fantastic. Side note, speak their goddamn language and you'll get along even better. They're amazing. They're amazing, 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 amazing. Great people, very welcoming, very friendly. They're more than happy to help, to let you know whatever that you need to know. They'll try to help you if they don't know. It's a great place. I'm sorry, I just really enjoyed everyone I've met so far. Wait, except one guy in a club there, but he was just whatever. I think maybe we just got off on a bad foot or whatever, a local. But other than that, people have been absolutely fantastic. I just feel hot. I feel like a princess. I feel sexy out here. Yeah, man, it's just freaking awesome. On that same note, though, the sad part is coming to Mexico. People keep asking, oh, is it safe? Is it safe? Mexico's perfectly safe. If all you do is watch American news, then of course Mexico's probably like the most dangerous place in the world, which it is not. You may want to stay out of Tijuana and them places for the moment. I'm not going up there, but I think it's a sad statement when you can say that the people are great, the place is great, but you fear the cops. Something needs to be done about the police and the way they work. You know what I mean? That's the biggest downside of Mexico so far is the cops, which is a really sad statement, but it's true. We were actually just talking about that before, a bunch of people, and it's got to do something about it. But a gentleman was telling me when the cops pull you over or they stop you or they're doing shit for like literally no reason, what you need to do is go to like the consulate, contact the consulate, the embassy, and fill out a report. And you do this by try to remember their license plate, or if you see any numbers on their cars or whatnot, that's what you got to try to remember. Technically, Technically, they should actually tell you their names, which obviously they're not going to do, and you're not going to argue with somebody holding a shotgun, right? And a mask. You're not going to argue with that. But technically, they should tell you their names if you ask, and they should be identified, which a lot of them aren't very clearly identified, and their cars are really dark. So I'm like, maybe I don't know yet what I'm looking for on a police car to distinguish them. But I haven't been able to tell if it's like this. They ride around so much. It's insane. So I haven't been able to tell if it's just like I'm not noticing where the marks are, or they're not individually marked. So you can't. It's purpose, so you can't tell. Oh my Lord. It's on purpose, so you cannot tell if it's the same car or not, and the windows are tinted out of this world, so you can't tell anything. I got another story about that happened to me in Merida as well too. You're really gonna want to subscribe to Patreon. All right, that's it for today. That's it for the first Mexico video. There's gonna be loads to come. There's so much that I have so far. This is gonna take me forever to edit, but that's fine. You guys stick around, subscribe, gong the bell, so you can be part of all the great fun, and we'll see you next time. Right. I am forgetting one thing that everyone will notice. This is a flush, no flush culture. So when you go to the bathroom, certain places you can flush, other places you can't. But you don't have to like wonder and guess. If you do, they will tell you. They put signs, although let's admit it, we forget once in a while. And I'm just like, ah, shite. But I think a lot of the problem is it's behind you. It's like when you go in, you see the sign, then you turn around, you're all comfortable, and you're doing your business, you forget. Then you go, oh shit. Well, you're not gonna go in after it, but you do have to be careful with that. I think it's something about the pipes that aren't like as big as they are back home, or whatever it is. Certain places you go to, restaurants, hotels, wherever you go, certain places you'll flush, others you won't. And that's a really, really interesting thing, but I guess it's way better than having an outhouse, right?